One away is Aaron Spriggs. Up next, John Stames.
That's John Stames.
John Stames, guys. John Stames.
Thank you. So, I got to get started this way. As is obvious, I am a very, very handsome man. And, but when I start to speak, my confidence and my natural charisma, coupled with my good looks, becomes overwhelming for some people. So what I'd like to do is take a minute, and I'd like you to adjust your eyes. I'm serious about the looks, though. Seriously, I grade myself on a curve. I'm actually quite a bit older than I look. A couple more years, I'll be 80. So, if I use the curve method, 70 to 80% of the men my age are already dead. So I know I look better than them. And the remaining group, given the fact that I really am as old as I say, I look better than them. And to tell you the truth, there's no real secret. I don't know what it is. I know I'm not black, but I still ain't cracked. So I actually have a pretty easy life. And, I'm not stressed about a lot of stuff. And I don't exactly know what I'm going to say. I got a little different stories, but I could say morning's my happy time. I'm happy that I wake up alive. But the real thing is I have this kind of a routine. I start every morning with a big cup of coffee, something to eat that has a lot of fiber, usually cannabis fiber, a couple of gummies, a doob, a dab, maybe a handful of mushrooms, a brownie or two dusted with Adderall. I'm happy the rest of the day, Unfortunately, I lost some of my hearing when I was in the Army. I don't know, has anybody here been in the military? Not a single person? Back when I was in the Army, they didn't have any hearing protection. And they have this they did let you do all kinds of cool things. You go to the fireworks display and they want to keep you back 1,000 feet. When in the Army, you might have explosions going on like right next to you, 3 feet away, machine guns going overhead. The drill sergeant standing up there in front like this here said, they can't hit you, but you're like, there's 3 machine guns, like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, these, what they call M60, I'm crawling up, you're like 100 yards under barbed wire with shit blowing up, so my hearing was blasted after that. A few days later, I go see the doctor and he said, well, hate to tell you this, but you're probably going to go deaf. And I want to tell you that news was hard to hear, So it turned out that I recovered most of my hearing. I thought there's a difference between being able to hear and being able to talk. And the problem was that I can't hear. The problem is I just can't understand what people say. So I have a really, really hard time communicating with people. And so, that hasn't really caused a lot of problems for me. Doing stand-up and stuff like this, I come up here, I don't get embarrassed. I know they say something about don't heckle, but I don't care. The likelihood of me understanding what somebody's saying from over there is like trying to understand the plot of a Bollywood action musical that's overdubbed in Chinese, Wo bu ming bai, ni zhe shu xin ma. Does anybody by any chance speak Chinese here at all? Okay, seriously, Wobu Ming Bai Nize Shu Shenma means I don't understand or I don't know what you're saying in Chinese. It really does. Wobu Ming Bai Nize Shu Shenma. So not hearing doesn't always cause a lot of problems. I had a couple of really good jobs. One, I was a customer service agent for the complaint department at a big company, And anyway, let me tell you something else before that. The problem with the hecklers is I can't hear them. But, once in a while, there's somebody that really, really wants you to know what they're saying. And so I developed these 3 rules. If you follow the 3 rules, maybe I can understand what you're saying. The first thing you have to do is use perfect diction. It's very helpful if you're slurring your words or something. The next thing I always tell people is use exaggerated lip movements. And the third thing that's most important is I need to be able to see your face. Because if I see your face, I will remember you. I will track you, and I will find you. And even though I am a trained killer, the punishment will be much worse. You'll be forced to listen to my whole second set over again. The same lame jokes over and over like your own personal Groundhog's Day. So you choice, you know. Anyway, so, you know, some of the jobs that I've had, it's no real big deal. You know, I like the complaint department, like all day, people complaining about this and complaining about that, but most of the people didn't use the 3 rules. Or, you know, I'm going, wobu, mingbai, nizu shenba, you know, it's like, fuck, I don't know. You know, it was kind of like a Zen experience anyway. Plus I got to practice my Chinese, you know. Comes in handy, you know, the Karen from the HOA comes over and says something about your dog, your fence, or the color of your fucking tree. I don't know what's it like for me. Well, the only thing I can do, I see her lips moving, it sounds like, and you know, for me in my ears, it sounds like somebody walking with flip-flops across the tile floor. Fuck, I don't know what the hell she's saying. It just doesn't, that shit doesn't bother me, you know. And I never realized that I didn't have good hearing as I was growing up. It took me a while to figure out I was part of the problem, that I could not understand what people said. But growing up in the 70s, people were doing weird shit. They were saying weird shit. You know, I mean, you didn't know what the hell they were saying. I remember I had a really difficult time with relationships. And I remember this one woman, I mean, she was fucking crazy. You know, I liked her. We were only going out for like 3 months, and she started to kind of go off the edge after a while. But I remember one time in particular, I was getting ready to go to the store, and she said something to me. I said, yeah, babe, no problem. I come back like a couple hours later, and she goes, well, what took you so long? I said, well, I had a hard time finding what you wanted me to get. And she said, I didn't ask you for anything. I said, yeah, you asked me for some meringue pie with Tabasco. Just going, meringue pie with Tabasco? Who would ever want meringue pie with Tabasco? And I'm going, I don't know, it's not my taste, but I've always been willing to put up with your little idiosyncrasy. She said, I didn't ask for meringue pie with tobacco. She said, I wanted to remind you to go to Costco. And I'm going, Costco? If you knew I could get it at Costco, why didn't you just tell me and save me all the time? She goes around, she's got like hitting her head like this meringue pie with Tabasco, like she had one fucking foot nailed to the floor. And I'm going, you know, babe, I don't think this is going to work out. The last couple of months, I come home 2 or 3 times a week, maybe it's an hour, maybe it's 15 minutes, we're having this conversation, all of a sudden you start hitting yourself in the head. I said, I don't know, I'm not into that kind of shit. I said, why don't you do it when I'm not around, you know? I mean, if it's your fetish, I don't think it's gonna work out. And then all of a sudden she just stopped. Her mouth drops. And you know, there's one thing that's documented, when you lose one of your senses, your other ones become more sharp. So I could tell what was going through her mind. You know, she was just trying to figure out how she could keep me from leaving. So anyway, the light is on, so I guess I have to leave. Thank you.
John Staines, guys, he's almost 80. My mom's almost 80, and my dad's dead. Yeah. You want to be my dad?
Do I want to be your dad?
Yeah, you're my new dad.
You can hear.
I really can't hear what you're saying.
I asked you if you want to be my new dad.
Sure, why not?
You want to fuck my mom?
Maybe.
My mom's single. You can fuck my mom.
Just about any girl. I like the younger girls. Just about anyone is younger than me. I really
70.
seriously. How the hell I managed?
She works 60 hours a week. She's very high cortisol. You like people with high cortisol?
I don't take too many supplements.
Do you like being stressed out all the time, or no?